Hello, and welcome to the Psychic Wave Podcast. The song you're listening to is Couldn't Hold a Candle by the Audacity. And I'm super excited to be playing this song because I love the Audacity. And I'm even more excited to have had Matt Schmalfeld on the podcast. So Matt is part of the Audacity. And he's somebody that has inspired me to play music since pretty much when I first really started picking up a guitar, like around 13 probably. There's a whole backstory there. We've been in the same area for a long time, but man, I was super excited to have him on because the Audacity has such a history with Fullerton for at least my generation, and they're a sight to behold, honestly. They play great music, and they're wonderful dudes. And Matt is just like the most humble fucking person. I kept trying to talk about, all the crazy shit he's done, and we would get into it, but I don't think he fully grasps, like, how cool it is. And I mean genuinely cool. Not the kind of cool that fades over time. Like, meaningful cool. Like traveling to other countries to play your music when you're just a band from Fullerton. It's fucking nuts. Like, helping other people produce their albums, recording other albums for people. Man, he's really done so much. And right now, I'm sitting here at my desk the morning after, drinking my coffee, just stoked because he was such a nice guy. And you hope that when you meet people that you look up to or at least respect, that they're going to be everything you dreamed they'd be, And I'm not saying, I stayed up at night making a scrapbook with pictures of Matt, but I really respected him, and I liked what he was doing. And when he came through here with his girlfriend Kennedy and their dog Bicky, they were like more than I could have ever asked for. Just the most kind people. Fun the whole time, just so much fun, and really humble. And Kennedy had to, I asked her at one point to step in because, I don't think Matt knows how big of an impact he's had on a lot of people. So it was really nice to get to chat with him, and, It meant a lot to me. These podcasts are getting weird because I'm having a lot of podcasts in a row that are kind of really meaningful to me that I know I'll look back on and be really, really happy about. So thanks, Matt, for coming by. And, I got here this morning and I was getting ready to do this intro, and I almost lost my fucking mind. Number one, because when I opened the file that I had recorded the podcast on last night, all the audio was gone. And that never happens. And I didn't know where the fuck it went. And I spent about 30 minutes searching all on my computer, on my external hard drive. And I was about to scream. Like, just scream. Just to get it out. Because I was that fucking angry. Let out a good scream every once in a while. You get angry? I'd say, if you're in a safe place and nobody's around, you're not going to freak anybody out. Yeah, let out a primal yell, okay? And then all of a sudden I decided, you know what? I'm going to check my trash can on my computer. Both of the audio files were in there. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck did both of the audio files end up in the trash can? I don't know. I don't know how that happens. I would never self-sabotage myself like that. I didn't get super hammered last night or anything. I don't know how that happens. And I'm kind of upset at my computer right now because I feel like she did it to me on purpose. Yes, my computer is a she, and I'm pretty sure she's just trying to get back at me for some shit that I did to her. I don't know what I did to you, okay? Dude, all I ask is just for you to record some voices every once in a while. Really. Maybe some guitars if I'm recording music, but I'm not asking much. I don't think so. I treat you well, don't I? Oh, man. Well, anyway, this podcast was super fun for me to do, and I think it'll be super fun for you to listen to. So here's my podcast with Matt Schmalfeld. So how the hell is that car stick shift?
Okay, so the 2000 to 2006 Honda Insight was a masterful hybrid car system made by Honda. And they had 3 transmissions for it, a CVT, they had an automatic, and they had a 5-speed.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow it all fits in that small frame of that little car, you know.
It's funny. I was shocked when you said that it was stick shift because that thing just looks like it should be automatic, like ready to go.
Yeah, well, it is. It still is. I just shifted around. You know, it's the second one I've had. I had a truck in between.
What kind of truck?
It was a Ford Ranger.
Okay.
And it was a 2001. It was a beater. I got it from a motel from a guy that was just selling it. And he was like, I traded my car. So I had 2 cars in between, the Pontiac Sunfire, and then I had the Ford Ranger, and I traded the Sunfire for the Ranger for $1,000 extra for the truck.
Wow.
The guy really made me feel like I was getting a good deal on it.
You were not?
I did. I think I was happy. You know?
I have a Ford Ranger right now, and I love it. And it's a 98, and it's just like the funnest little thing.
XLT 4-door.
Yeah.
This is
mine's
Talk on Psychic Wave Podcast.
Mine's 2-door, but it's like bouncy. When I drive, it's like bouncy, and mine's tan and green. And so I feel like a forest ranger when I'm driving it, not like a Fullerton douchebag in a, you know what I'm talking about? Like the raised Ford Ranger thing. Was yours raised?
It was not, but
okay.
I put some used tires on it that were a little bigger than normal.
Well, yeah, they're more fun to drive.
Yeah. It throws the speedometer off, so it says you're going like 80, but you're going like 85.
Tires do that? Oh, because they're fatter, so it's
Yeah.
not matching up with the spin of the odometer. Or, yeah. No, not the odometer. The speedometer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I mean, God bless Cameron Crowe for understanding that stuff better than
The
than
director?
I do. Yeah. The accomplished motorcycle mechanic and accomplished musician.
Cameron Crowe?
Bassist in Audacity.
Oh, okay, cool. Cameron Crowe's the director of one of my favorite movies.
Avatar.
Almost Famous.
Okay.
Yeah, such a good movie. No, not Avatar. You're thinking of...
I was thinking,
That's
earlier,
Jackie Chan. Oh, Willow Smith. Yeah. So I'm here with Matt Schmalfeld, right? Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's perfect.
I'm pretty good with last names. I've got a wonky one. It's Sanishyn.
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 What would they give your nickname if they're...
In school, when they want to be mean, they call me Sack of Shit instead of Sanishyn.
Damn.
That was kind of my fault. I like said it once as a joke and it stuck. Because they were like, who do you put your name? And I was like, just say Sack of Shit. I was just so over it. And then it stuck, which was bad. But it's a Russian last name. So it's got, 2 Y's in it, and both the Y's are pronounced differently. The first Y is pronounced like an A, and the second one's pronounced like an I.
Wow.
So it fucks people up. It's Sanishyn, Shanishyn. People add letters, but...
I feel like we're in Russia now.
Do people fuck up your last name all the time?
Yeah, usually the telemarketer people are the first.
How do they say it?
Schmalfeld or
Schmalfeld?
Schmalfeld is the most common, but Schmalfeld.
That's not that bad.
I'm cool with Mr. S. Or
Mr. S. If you were going to teach elementary school, you'd be Mr. S.
Yeah. I got
think I'd
my
have to be
badges in the Insight. Actually, I got my badge
for surf school or elementary school.
For the elementary school.
Do you teach elementary school?
Yeah, I've had a program for 3 years. Actually.
Oh wow! What do you do?
I teach kids guitar with my good friend Kyle Gibson and Caleb Plum. We've been teaching for 3 years.
That's really cool, man.
Got a
that
little
seems
program.
like a really satisfying thing to do.
Yeah,
teach kids guitar.
Oh, the concert time is the best time.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's a little stressful, but we've had some pretty good students in the past.
Some kids that you're like, dude, really please memorable. Stick with this.
Yeah, there's been that case for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
And even a kid who's kind of like the troublemaker turned into like was really into guitar and focused on that. It was cool to.
Yeah, so I was telling a story about how when I was maybe 13, I saw you play a Battle of the Bands, and you guys killed it, and I came up to you after and was like, give me a CD, and then you dropped one off at my house at 2 a.m, and I felt so cool. Like, I was like, he came to my house, and that guy knows how to play guitar. Like, because I had just started learning, and I was really into, like, I was doing bad shit, like, as a kid, and I didn't even know it was bad shit. Like, I was, like, ditching school to go, like, huff Airwick with my, like, cousin and stuff by the train tracks in Fullerton. I didn't even know it was bad. It was just fun.
Yeah.
And then when I got into music, that stopped for a long time. Like, music and skateboarding kind of stopped the bad shit for a little bit. I was a rebel, but, like, I wasn't doing drugs.
Yeah.
So what are when you're saying there's like not a bad kid, but a troublemaker, like, what does that mean in elementary school? Like
a kid who might be stealing stuff from other kids, or bullying other kids, or maybe he's cussing more in class, and then you think like, okay, well, this kid's in 7th grade, like maybe he's after school going out and he's smoking pot, or
definitely is,
or who even knows today what kids are doing,
finger like, banging in the quad, in
7th grade, could be making like
sorry, what? I can't really dust off. What's dust off?
It's like an Ace Hardware thing,
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope they're not doing that. I remember the Fullerton train station days and doing the same thing as well.
Yeah.
And
well, I think these kids, they're troublemakers. Who knows? There's something going on in their lives. Maybe they feel stupid. Like, I always felt stupid at school. And then you do the guitar program and they feel good at something or excited about something. And you're like positive about it.
Right.
They like feel good for once.
Dude, totally. And his favorite song was Crazy Train. And once he learned it, he could keep playing it. And
Holla boy.
Yeah.
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
He can play it all the way through?
Oh, that guy could play it all the way through. We had a kid who was in 7th grade, and then the next year he's playing Take 5 by John Cole. Oh my God. No, from Dave Brubeck.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Just like playing the guitar part with all the rhythm and feel that it's supposed to have, and playing guitar like a real guitar player. And
some kids are really good at that, locking into the like. I have a lot of friends that are really great technical guitar players.
Sure.
No soul.
Yeah.
And then I've got friends that are soul is just like bouncing out of them when they pick up a guitar. It's crazy. That's the people I'm really envious of.
Right.
Because I mean, it's really good to be technical, but it doesn't show through when you're playing a show if you've got no soul. Like, because you can see people hitting the notes, but it's just like they're not feeling it.
Yeah, a good example of that is Caleb Plone's guitar playing, who's playing with us now. He's playing bass in Audacity. He's like got so much soul with his guitar playing, and I kind of taught him how to play from like, I guess 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. And he kind of took off, and
when did you
like just showed him the ropes, I guess. And then he totally never stopped, went to music school,
take the money and run
with it. Yeah. And now he's playing bass with us, which is cool because he's always had so much soul and feel and rhythm and in the way that he plays guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's kind of doing that on a bass,
which is crucial for bass. Like, it's a backbone of a song.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's grooving.
So when did you start playing music? Like, with a band?
Me and Kyle Gibson started playing back in...
So this is a hometown buddy?
2001.
You're Fullerton born and bred, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Fullerton.
Okay.
And...
you met Kyle where?
Met Kyle in elementary school. In 1st grade, we had Miss Jurgensen's class. It was 2nd grade, I think.
Okay.
And there was a couple other girls that were in the class that we were having a big battle with, and with our pencil boxes, we would lay up a little artillery of things that we could launch if we positioned the pencils right along the thing. And we got written on like the list of people that this one girl wanted to, like, I guess exterminate or excommunicate or something. Like, it was like, it was the list of troublemakers in their opinion, and she was like, Matt and Kyle, we don't like these people. And we were just goofing off, like we were in class together, and so we yeah, we just kind of bonded from there. And then music wasn't even a part of that at all.
You just became friends first.
Yeah,
and then...
totally, for 4 or 5 years. And then around 5th grade, 4th grade, probably this summer, 4th into 5th grade, he got his guitar out of his dad's attic at his house.
Praise be to dads, man.
Down in Fullerton, yeah. And he was like, hey, I think I figured out Date Rape by Sublime on the guitar.
Yeah.
You should come over. And so we were riding bicycles all the time, and I lived maybe like 2 miles away. So I was like, well, I love that song. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to pedal as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And like, couldn't wait to hear like, so he busts out this guitar. It's this like old Guild guitar. He still got it. He still plays it all the time. It's old brown natural guitar, and like he plays it, and like whatever it is just like dun 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 dun, dun, dun. And I was so like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. We have this new thing that we can do that's not just like whatever Midtown Madness to like San Francisco, like you really you drove that car so good, or in GoldenEye, like you just like killed it in GoldenEye, like you
wait
rule.
I'm confused. What are we talking about right now?
Okay.
Midtown Madness 2, San Francisco, GoldenEye.
So
I'm lost on so many levels.
Like me and Kyle's friendship went from just like not only like playing video games and just like messing around and being young. We were like, whoa, like there's music, like and we both
were these all video games where you were referencing? Because I know GoldenEye is.
Yeah, Midtown Madness. We used to play that on his Dell computer a lot. Like,
what the fuck is that? Is that like a car chase game?
It's just like a car driving game, and then there's races that are around the town.
Got it.
So Midtown Madness 2, I believe, is like all around San Francisco.
Okay, I felt like I knew what you were talking about, but I mean, I caught on when you said GoldenEye. So you're basically just saying like the transition from like we're just fucking kids like hanging out to all of a sudden we're like, wait, we have a skill.
Yeah, me and
we can do something together.
I begged my parents. I was like, I need a guitar. Like, I really, really want a guitar. And so they're like, okay, well, they incentivized it. And we're kind of like, they made it like a thing for me. Like, well, for you to get this.
Parents always do that.
Yeah, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
and then I got the guitar, and I'm left-handed, so we switched it around, and cool. We were free, man. Like we were hanging out with like his
it's weird how much
older
time...
sisters were having like parties and stuff, and me and Kyle would be in his room like playing all these songs, and then eventually the drunk adults would come into the room and be like,
play us
what are you guys working on? And like we kind of
used to play in high school.
Yeah, we kind of would know all this stuff that like
That's
people
awesome,
at
man.
like college parties are just like, you play like Freebird, and we're like, I got Freebird, dude. Like what's up?
Dude, that's so fun. I remember the same thing like when I learned how to play my first song on guitar. I was like, wait, if I could learn one song, I could learn every song. And I have not learned every song, but it's like, it's a liberating thing. For some reason, you give a kid, I heard it somewhere, but I heard this saying where they're like, every 14-year-old needs to get an electric guitar and an amp. Like every boy and girl, once they turn 14, give them an electric guitar and an amp and just let them be loud. Let them just like do power chords all day. Just like figure it out.
Power chords.
But that shit is so like, I think it's so important. When I grew up, my dad's a carpenter. So we had this house that was kind of built on a hill on Fern Drive. Like there was a long driveway and it was like an upper story and a lower story.
We were neighbors, dude.
We were neighbors. It's crazy. But not that I knew it, but
somewhere down there though. Like so we were both shitting at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. But my dad built stairs from the upper to the downstairs because it was actually disconnected. And under their stairs there was like nothing going on. Like just under the stairs little room. And I asked my dad, I was like, can I just start putting music stuff down here? Gave me all of his old equipment, put a drum set down there, and me and my friends would just like play with distortion and just be loud as fuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just remember being like, this was a plan. I'd be like, dude, come over. They'd skate over. We'd like skate my little rail that I had. Then we'd go inside. My mom would give us like lemonade. Then we'd like play music really fucking loud. And then we'd like go into my room and watch like skate DVDs.
Yeah.
And that was like, that was the height of my life. Like, I've never been that cool. Like,
It's in Fern Drive.
yeah.
I can't believe it.
It was a fun spot. But music's really good for kids. And I'm really happy that you're doing the program. That's such an awesome thing.
Yeah, man. I'm stepping it up.
It saved me a bunch of times. Like, what do you mean you're stepping it up?
I just went to one meeting that was like 1 hour a couple days ago.
Wait,
Looks
what?
like I'm going to try to work there a little bit more this.
Oh, okay. So
this
you're
year.
really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it's better than I was doing a delivery job for years and years, touring or not touring. Like these people let me keep coming back and came back from a Hawaiian vacation. It was like just like loving life, like everything's perfect. And there's like
Hawaii will do that to you.
You don't have the job anymore. Like so, kind of figured stuff out. Been working at the little surf school, and now this is starting up, and it seems like teaching is a lot more rewarding than delivering business cards for people. Not that business cards there's nothing wrong with business cards. Like I'm a big fan of like a good business card. I know what it takes.
I really enjoy you and I love you, but no, we can talk shit on people that deliver business cards. It's not a fun job. Like
I really enjoyed it for like a long time. Yeah.
Why? I mean,
because I would do other stuff,
listen to music and just do your job. And
just all through a Bluetooth. Like I got really good at Siri, like hands on the wheel, like hey, Siri, we're gonna listen to Black Sabbath.
She's listening to. She's like, dope.
Yeah. She's like, I don't understand.
She's like, do you got the pot?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's why I liked that job for so long, because it was.
There were a lot of jobs that there's definitely been stuff that I've stuck with because it allowed me to kind of just waste time in a really fun way.
Yeah.
But
I was able to listen to music the whole time. It was like, cool.
That's why I
love a couple emails, through Bluetooth, obviously.
Right. That's why I love screen printing, because I just play music all day. All day. If I've got to print 1,000 shirts in a day.
That's a huge accomplishment.
It took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
But I can do it now.
I know.
Hell yeah, baby. But yeah, I can do it now. And I just listen to music all day. Like I was telling Tess the other day, I was like, dude, I like subconsciously know like all of the words to like at least 500,000 songs. Like for no reason.
That's awesome.
It'll just play. So when did Audacity start?
Ooh, right.
Because was that your first band?
Well, Audacity, we changed the names. The partnership with Kyle started way early on. It started with, the battleships shooting erasers at our counterparts in class.
Right.
But the band started, we were called Non-Toxic in...
Bobby May told me this.
Yeah.
Because I
to
for some reason thought that he was one of the original members of Audacity.
He might as well be. Bobby and Caleb Plum have been around since the very beginning of the band.
So maybe that's what
Pretty
it's been.
much.
He's been around.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We hung out with him
he
every
told me
day.
that you guys were Non-Toxic first, and he kept saying like, I loved that name. I love Non-Toxic.
Non-toxic stuff was pretty cool. Like our parents were pretty involved at that time, because we would practice at each other's parents' house, and it was a rotating schedule. And like we fucking sucked. Like
everybody's first band sucks.
Yeah, and it was like, where are we gonna place these guys while they figure out like how their sound's gonna be?
Right.
And eventually we kind of started getting it, and we're like,
that's how it works. It's just time.
We were doing good. Yeah, it didn't take too long. We experimented a lot. Our early stuff was really just making up chords, just fooling around.
So Non-Toxic's kind of this thing. You're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
And
Non-Toxic had formidable songs that like start to finish. We had like a good amount.
Right.
And then we became the Plaid. And that was when we were like, hey, we love this band, but we want to call it something else, because we want to go this new direction. And like the Strokes were out. There's all these the bands.
Yeah. That was the thing. I remember like in junior high, beginning of high school, like if you had the in front of your name, you felt like official.
Yeah, and so then we're like the Attachments, and that was our next name. And by that time, we were like, we had enough material and enough like playing like ability to like have a record. And so we did this thing called "Give Me Your DNA," which was totally like gross.
What is that?
It's just like a gross name for a record. But at the time, we were
we weren't
that
was
even
the name of the record.
It just now seems really gross to me. Like It
I
just
love
seems
it,
like
dude.
a really weird, demanding kind of like.
Give me your fucking saliva, your
Yeah.
body juices of all sorts. Hey, I can't hear that at all, but if you just want to leave it open so you don't have to, yeah, you're good. Just, yeah, like one of the window panes closed. Yeah, you're good. Perfect. Yeah. But yeah, I like the name.
Yeah, we recorded. It was like 13 songs. They're super
13 songs
weird.
for your
Yeah, we
first-
did this whole thing,
Wow,
and
you
like
did it.
some of them were like 4 minutes long. It still exists out there. Like someday we'll demo it out and give it to someone.
I want the first copy.
I'll drop it off at your house.
Yeah.
Whatever that address is, same one. Yeah, but that was what we did. And this guy Jimmy Chorn, who lived in La Habra Heights, he had this amazing house, and he threw Fremfest, which is this festival where like we met all these bands like Sean Starling from Cumstain and Troy, who like worked at the Continental and played in
love
Death
Troy.
Hymn number
Bootown?
9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
we met all those guys like so long
Troy
ago.
is the brother-in-law of one of my family's like best friends, Eric Butow.
Okay.
Or wait, no. So Troy's last name is not Butow. I always get this confused. But Eric, I think, has a sister. She was Butow. Then she got married to Troy.
Okay.
And so I've always been around that circle. And I remember when Eric Butow, who is Troy's brother-in-law.
Who plays in Death Hymn now?
No, so Troy was in Death Hymn Now. Eric was in Death by Stereo.
That's right. That's the Eric I'm missing.
Yeah. So this Eric, but they're brothers by marriage.
That's awesome.
All I'm saying is this doesn't matter to anybody that's listening, but I'm saying like I know the circle, and they're all cool people.
Yeah.
They're all cool people. What? I was so mad when not mad, but sad when he left the Continental room because he was like just one of those dudes that's always happy, and when people are always happy, I usually get suspicious. But
Yep.
not with him. Not with him. He just like loved his wife and loved being everywhere he was and his baby. Never met his baby.
Troy, if you're listening,
We love you.
love you so much. And, I hope you enjoy, making rent, being worried about that,
Are you trying to guilt him into coming back to California?
might be better back here. I don't know.
I don't know. We got some beers waiting for you though.
Portland's kind of cliche. I don't know. Whatever.
So,
You're not that PC, Troy.
I saw a post from him today and he said, "Today kicked my ass, but fuck you, life. I'm going home and I'm going to kiss my wife and there's nothing you can do about it." And I was
Wow.
like, dude, this guy is just the best. Like, that's so pure.
That is cool.
It's cool. Anyway, I don't know how we
I
got to
love
there.
good men.
I love good men. Bad men suck. They ruin shit for everyone. What was that Portlandia sketch where they're like, there's women in the workplace and they're like talking about how sometimes people, like men, can get kind of, overbearing. What? Oh yeah, so like she's saying how guys in the workplace can be kind of creepy and condescending and all the shit. And then a bunch of guys will be like, "But not me, right? But not me." And she's like, "No, not you, not you." Like, what am I supposed to say in that situation?
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Thank God for Portlandia for making things that are really awkward and horrible.
Cringe
Somehow funny.
cringe comedy I think started from The Office. Like,
Yeah.
my brother is 4 years younger than me and I love The Office, and it took him a while to like it. Once he got a job and started working with other people, he really liked The Office because then you understand how awkward like just daily interactions with people are.
We should get your bro over here. We could do car talk with the bros.
I don't know any car talk, dude. I don't know what CV whatever was that you were saying earlier. I'm not really
It's irrelevant.
I'm not really a man's man.
No. It's Cameron. Cameron Crowe, who I mentioned, is one of the best people on this whole planet. Like, he's a person who is not affected by any outside stuff that's like
So who is Cameron
trying
Crowe?
to make you feel cool. He's like that night fog
That enigma.
that just like comes over like. But he doesn't like
That
Hondas.
sexy sweeper.
Cameron doesn't like Hondas.
Okay, man. So
Sorry.
I'm having a really, really good time with you here. And I'm really excited that you're here.
This is good. This is fun.
How
much more time do we have? Because Bicky has to poop every 30 seconds.
I mean, it's been 1 week since I looked at me. No, it's been like 30 minutes.
Yeah, by my clock, I'd say we have like a good half hour. So
Tess, when Bicky needs to poop, can you take them out and let whatever? Okay. Oh, sorry.
I just want to make sure we have enough time.
Bicky is
later.
not Matt's girlfriend. We're talking about a dog that's wandering around the office, and I just would like to make that abundantly clear.
Also make it clear that Matt only takes me to poop like every 2 hours.
Oh, wow, that's not really nice of him.
Off with your head.
So when was the first time that you thought Audacity like could do something? Like when did it actually feel good?
I mean,
it had to have been a show. I mean, you're
right,
hanging out with your friends and you're having a good time. That always feels good. But when is the first show that you played where you were like, wait, people like us?
Let me look a little deeper into the minutia here.
Okay.
Let me just rub my hands together.
If I chant, does it help?
It was right. It was right around the. I'm sorry. I'm probably blowing the mic out.
No, you're not, dude. You're wearing headphones.
Okay,
you can tell if you're blowing it out.
The year was right around 2005. Chuck Mordaunt, our current drummer, absolute amazing drummer. He was being pulled different directions with his girlfriend, who was very serious in the color guard group. She had a state championship and thus required we needed a new drummer for our show with Mika Miko, which was going to be held at Unit B, an old place in Santa Ana. Now the next part gets a little bit tricky. We had Thomas Alvarez, who was a longtime friend of Caleb's and all of ours, and Thomas Alvarez was trusted and true drummer. His brother was a good drummer. We started using Thomas Alvarez as our drummer without necessarily letting Chuck know that this is what we were going to be doing. At this point, we had already lost our original bass player, Cole Wilson, due to a problem with the Lord, which we could just leave it at that. I'm still in very close contact with the guy, Cole Wilson, one of my best long distance buddies who I love. It's just he was really involved with a church band, so we lost our bass player.
The Lord requires a lot from us.
He was playing. He always had really good fingers, and so we have Thomas now. So we're playing with Thomas. We get introduced to the Makeout Party. We get introduced to Burger. We get introduced to all these guys, and we're playing shows with the.
Hold on. Okay, so number one, I love your serious. I'm a big musician voice. That was beautiful, and it was so funny because I knew exactly what you were doing. I had a guy on a podcast a while back, and he just got really close to the mic and was being like really sexy about like everything. Yeah. That was super funny. But I don't think we can just gloss over the Makeout Party and Burger stuff. How did you get introduced to them?
Okay, I gotta wrap it up with the voice. I gotta do just a tiny bit more.
Just a tiny bit more.
Okay,
that's what she said.
So when we really felt the strength of the band happen was when we had the lineup that we toured with for a long time with me, Cameron, Thomas, and Kyle Gibson, and that's where things like really felt good.
Yeah,
and that's when things were really gelling, and we were playing like local venues like the Plush Cafe, and that's where we ran into the Makeout Party guys. Like they were playing all these shows, and we're kind of part of an older scene, like maybe 4 or 5 years older than us. Mm-hmm. And they were playing all these other bars and clubs and stuff, and they knew like the Recess Records people, like Todd Congelier out in San Pedro, and they already had this whole thing going, and we kind of met up with those guys through the Makeout Party and started playing all these local shows. And we were like doing parties on the weekends and weeknights, and
just being a band.
Yeah,
just being a tight band. Everything's feeling good. You start meeting a lot of people because you're playing good shows, and people are coming up to you, and you're making an impression.
Yeah,
so that lineup was like really good for you guys. That lineup of Audacity.
Yeah, and that was all the end. That was all the summer of our junior year in high school, which was 2007.
I think she thinks that the coat and the hat are like a person. The dog.
So over the summer we like jammed a bunch, and we were like solid, and we kept playing all these shows. And then the like spring came, and that's when we recorded our first record, because we'd done all these shows with the Makeout Party guys, and like, hey, we got this idea called Burger, and like Lee had been JK rallying that stuff out on napkins for years.
Yeah.
Like he was like, he had it together, and we were like, cool, like I'm down. And like, cool, we want to do the song Mode. And I said, no, like you have to give us a full record. That's how.
Damn,
that's
baby.
How you want those
putting that
one
fucking
song,
chili
please? Yes.
in the Rieno.
Yeah.
So,
which I don't even totally remember doing.
I mean, you got to be bold sometimes. How old were you at this time?
17.
Okay, so you were really bold, feeling.
And
no pain.
They were like, okay, cool. Yeah. And they're also going to put out their record, our record, and the Split, which is both of our bands, and that's Burger 1, 1.5, and 0, which is their record.
Yeah. So when I was talking to Bobby May, he was saying like, Audacity was really there since the beginning of Burger, pretty much. I mean, they were right on those releases, and
yeah, we were there for the end of the Makeout Party and then the beginning of Burger.
That's crazy.
And I really hope Makeout Party keeps it going.
Look, dude, it's
really
hope so. It's crazy because Burger is so worldwide, but like for people who are music, not aficionados, but people who seek out music. People that seek out music, they know Burger. Like I know a band in China, in Japan. I've talked to them on the internet. I did I don't know where the dude's from. I think maybe it's Korea, but I did a split with Boys Age. And he like barely speaks English, and he was like talking about Burger records and stuff, and he's like, "You are Burger capital." Yeah. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Fullerton." And I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
We're going back there in March.
Where are you going?
To Japan.
To Japan.
Yeah, that's the only tour Audacity has planned right now.
Nice, dude.
It's slated to go there. That's awesome. Japan is like the coolest place in the world.
I can't wait to go. I've never been. So what's Japan like?
Dude.
Have you been, so you've been there?
Audacity toured there in like 2011? No. Later. Like 2014. Geez. Yeah.
Was this your first out of country tour?
I think we did a European tour like right before that, and it was our first European, and we were releasing the record Butter Knife, our third LP, and we did like a couple month tour.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But so Japan, what's Japan like?
It's beautiful. Like it's not as expensive as people think.
Really?
Yeah, and the like public transportation is like really, really good. It's like just such a different culture with no letters like that you can recognize.
I mean, I've talked about that a lot, where it's like you go to Japan and it's like, what is this picture? It's not even a word.
Yeah.
It's a picture.
Yeah.
What does this symbol mean? It's like alien.
Dude.
It's like alien.
Yeah. And really some of the most beautiful, beautiful places I've ever seen. And just, oh my God. So green and so beautiful.
Okay.
And so much respect in that culture. Like I cried we like all cried like when we were leaving Japan, and we were like all of our friends that we'd hung out with that whole time, they were all like waiting at the train as we got on the train, and like
they're like I've noticed
freaking cried
that through even just books, movies, like people talking, that people in Japan like really, really value genuine interaction and friendship. So if you have a connection with them, or you do like one kind thing for them, they're like, I'm gonna do one for you.
Yeah.
And they they don't do it because they feel the need to, like you expect them to. They like actually care about you. They're like, you took this time out of your life to care about me, I'm going to do the same because I love you. It's like, we don't have that in America.
Mm-mm.
You hold the door open for somebody and they're just like, you know, you walk through. Yeah, it's expected. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm American. Hold the door open for me. And then when they don't say thank you, I go, you're welcome, bitch. So, you know, you seem like a really well-adjusted, humble guy. And, you know, I don't think you're living in a mansion with a bunch of tiger rugs and, you know, doing blow all day. But from my perspective, you've done a lot of the classic rock star things. And did you ever have those, like, nights where you're going to bed and you're like, dude, I'm in fucking Japan playing music with my band from Fullerton? Like,
I don't think that's ever really been the way I've felt. I don't think I've ever felt like, oh my God, this is amazing. Fuck, this rules. Like, I don't think I've ever felt that extremely positive. I've always been like seeking more, you know, like
of course, you're an artist. Like, okay, you're never going to be satisfied.
That went really well. Like, okay, we did a really good show tonight. Like, I would like to even do better than that. Like, I'm still a perfectionist. Like, when I record my own stuff,
that's why you're a musician.
There's so many takes and you don't know when to cut something off and be done with it. And like,
yeah,
sometimes you're playing a song better when it's your earlier stage of writing it.
Dude,
you know?
My best songs I've ever written when I write it in a day. Like, when I finish the demo in a day, that's one of my best songs.
Yeah.
And then
sometimes
you can master it and do it later.
It comes out.
Yeah. So what are you doing? I mean, it's crazy to me that you've been all over the world and you don't feel that way, because I'm so narcissistic. I feel like I would just be like, I am the cat's meow, baby. Like, hell yeah.
It's cool because the one thing I really feel about it is that I love to have gained from it is like all of that traveling and all of seeing all of those places. And like,
I think
seeing Budapest from the perspective of a rock band late at night when you can go out afterwards, and like, or seeing like Hamburg late, like when you after the show's out and you have to go to like a party before you can go to sleep because that's where you have to go to bed. Like,
right,
stuff like that is like, you can't ever get that anywhere else.
No, I think travel's like the most crucial thing in the world because it opens you up to other cultures. And that's like a very broad thing to say, but truthfully, I think traveling shows you that there are good people everywhere.
There really are.
And
really, really are.
Like, you should always be searching for more. Always. Because people are, if you're nice to them, they're going to be nice to you. Yeah. With rare exceptions, but
I had a camera in Japan. It's actually the same camera that we've been shooting with lately. And it's like, I was trying to get film, and I was trying to figure out the sign when this place was going to open, and it was older Japanese people walking by me that didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, they're like, "Who the fuck is this?"
They just kept going by, and then
tan white boy,
and then finally, like a businessman walked by. Yeah, but I don't even know what I'm saying, but just like.
No, I understand. You're talking about other cultures. The way that
people treat you everywhere around the world is so different. It varies everywhere.
It is. I think we're all searching for the same things no matter where we are, but it's really good to open yourself up to other cultures. So what are you doing now musically? Because I know Audacity had or has been on a hiatus. I've seen you play with Bud Overdose, but I know you were touring with Together Pangea.
Yeah. So right now, I'm really just in this zone where like I'm not even recording as much stuff as I want to be doing. We're practicing with the Audacity a lot right now.
Cool.
And we've got a little show coming up at the end of August in Long Beach.
Where at?
I don't exactly know, but it's coming up.
It's coming up.
We're gonna do a bunch of stuff.
Oh, is it the Good Sunday Festival? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I saw your name on the flyer.
Yeah.
You're playing with Bundy and the number 44.
Well, you'll be there, right?
I will probably have to be there.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, doing that.
Did you actually not know the festival, or are you just being a kind, sweet soul?
No, I literally just a kind, sweet soul.
Okay. Can I So you guys are dating.
Yeah, I should push this mic a
No,
little bit.
well,
in the
just I'm
middle
gonna
here.
have you come over for a second. Can you?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you just like tell me just tell me why you love this man.
Oh my god. I
Do you want to hear it in the headphones?
Yeah. Oh, it was my own voice.
Yeah. Give yourself a check 1 2 to get used to it.
Check 1 2. Ooh.
Here, can
not
you
used to it.
pull that closer to her a little bit? Hold on. Let me. Yeah, you know how to work a
If you ever
microphone.
need help around here, I'm down.
Okay. I think we're good. I think that's fine, actually. Oh, there we go. Introduce yourself. Your name, your favorite color. What color is your toothbrush? And then say what you love about him.
My name is Kennedy Wright. My favorite color is green. My toothbrush is purple. Matt thought it was his toothbrush for a long time.
It's okay.
We really had to, like, mine's the purple one.
You guys are giving each other their DNA.
Yeah. I love Matt because he is so humble and so honest that it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, don't you hate good people?
He's so good.
So good.
And it just makes you feel kind of like shitty all the time because he's just like, you know, he's very pure. And he's sitting here and everything he's telling you is sold so short of how it actually is.
That's how I feel. He's like, he's a local legend and he doesn't
Yes.
know it.
Yeah.
I think he knows it, but he's
no,
like...
no, he doesn't know
He
it.
doesn't know it?
No, he doesn't know it.
No, there's no way you don't know it. Is he too close to the picture? Is that why?
Not even.
Dude, I like...
Okay, I totally see like the huge scope of Burger Records.
Yeah.
And
No,
what
it's not
it's
just
done.
Burger Records. Like me and my friends, like we would wait. We would try our hardest to get into like a house show that you guys were playing. And we were so like such little kids that some people would be like, no, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? You can't come in this house. But we would beg people to like let us in to see you guys play.
It was probably about
I know.
Troy's Burgers.
Maybe it was a burgers thing being put on. But I think he's a really humble person. And
He's super...
I think he like okay, I've been telling Tess for a long time that I've been trying to get you on this podcast. You said you would do it a long time ago, but you were on the road doing something. I'd never done a podcast from the car.
Like, let's do it on the phone. And
Sorry, yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's do it on the phone, but I had never done that.
Yeah,
so I
that
didn't know how to
seems-
do it.
yeah.
But like you have as soon as I started playing music, you have been there, like you've been a part of me learning about music. Like really. And you're only 4 years older than me, but it's like, you know, you're just old enough for me to be like, whoa, that's like you know, an older brother you look up to. You're like, that guy's doing it, you know, that sort of thing. And now that you're teaching other kids and stuff, like that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. I think that's the good stuff.
That makes me ecstatic, man. That's awesome. Like, I don't know. I think it's been a crazy, crazy experience choosing music since 6th grade. And, you know,
Hell yeah.
Kyle Gibson and I have been making music for so long, and I don't think our relationship has always been a way where it'll never stop.
Is he your best friend?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta have
dude.
both of you on here. I need to hear some stories.
I almost invited him, but you told me to come, and I was like, I don't know if I should invite Kyle.
I said, tell you bring whoever you want.
Dude, I screwed up. We gotta do another one.
Yeah, we'll do another one. No, but I want to hear your best friend stories. No, but really, I want to say, you know, thank you. Like I do. I want to say thank you because I've never forgotten that like memory of seeing like some dude that I just saw shred a stage, like come and drop off a CD, like in my mailbox at 2 a.m. Like I thought you guys were so I feel like the young kid in Dazed and Confused, and I feel like
You almost look. You're close. If you shaved,
yeah, if I shaved.
and you started climbing up a tower,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
like, what?
But you know how there's the older kids that like, you know, they're hazing him, but they're like, dude, you know, come on, like this is the way. You were like one of those dudes. You're like, this is the way. And I just felt like you guys were so cool. And I really appreciate you coming by. We're kind of at the end of this podcast here. It's been about an hour.
I want to do a. Oh my God! I didn't realize that's the end of this podcast.
And we can keep talking.
All right.
All right. I do need to pee, so before we keep going, I just want to hear. Give us some bands that we should be listening to.
Oh, the High Curbs. You already had them on the podcast. Those are the best guys.
Those are the boys.
Those are really the boys. They really are.
They are the boys.
I'm so proud of those guys and getting on tour. And I've always told them, like, you guys gotta go on tour. You guys gotta go on tour. And now they're doing it. And I knew they'd figure it out.
They're killing it.
Like,
they're killing it.
That band is such a wonderful, powerful band when they play live. That like they would translate so good to touring live. Like, oh my gosh. I want to see him conquer it. I want to see him like tour.
Did you see the little 1 minute video I made of them being here at the podcast?
I think so.
Dude, it's a riot.
I've been creeping your stuff.
It's cool, but like it's a riot, and I think they're an amazing band, and I was so happy to have them on. Thanks, Alec, aka Narlord, for getting him here. But I give t-shirts to everybody that comes on the podcast, Psychic Wave t-shirts. I was so ecstatic because they all put on the t-shirts and they played the show at the Continental all wearing the t-shirts. Oh,
that's cool.
And
man.
I was like,
Did they play it later that night?
Yeah, that same night.
I love those guys so much.
They're wild dudes, but they're good dudes.
I recorded their record.
Tommy's?
Marcelo Cleveland.
Ooh.
Marcelo Cleveland's great.
Is that an album? Okay.
I think I don't know.
They have a new,
I don't know what they did with it.
They have a new album out or a new EP.
They rule.
It's before Tommy.
Oh my gosh.
It's before Tommy.
I demoed their last stuff.
I'll check it out.
And I record bands here and there,
Cool.
But
love those dudes.
Killed it. They killed it.
Yeah, they're nuts. They're fun as fuck. I gotta pee.
I know.
You can feel it. You can feel me needing to pee in my eyes. All right, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
All right, you beautiful pieces of shit. That just about does it for this episode of the Psychic Wave podcast with Matt Schmalfeld. Thanks again, Matt, for coming by. Man, it was so much fun. I can't wait to see you again, and I hope you come back on and chat because it was honestly a dream come true for me. It was definitely a small victory in my heart to have somebody that I looked up to come on the podcast and chat for an hour with me. I know I say it on every podcast, but it means a lot to me whenever this happens. And it's been really fun for me because of people like you. So thank you, Matt, for coming by. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Kennedy, for contributing to the podcast as well. That was a lot of fun to have you on here talking about how much you love your boy. And thanks, Bicky, for being a good dog. And thanks to Tess for coming by and doing picture and video. You're such a great host, Tess, to everybody that comes on. You really make them feel at home, and you make my work here very easy, and I appreciate it very, very much. I really do. So yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at The Psychic Wave. And if you want to follow my personal account, which you should do, it's at Andrew Sanishyn. And Sanishyn is spelled Sanysyn. So, to close out this podcast, we are going to play another song by the Audacity, and it is going to be Pigs. So here it is.